Well, here I am at a new field. I got permission 2 years ago, but it's the first time it's been plowed enough for me to get out there and swing the detector. Now, this location was a house as early as 1852. I'm going to say earlier than that. Typically, these houses were built anywhere between 1800 and 1840 to be on the 1852 atlas. And Mr. A.C. Ward was on the map in 1852. By 1858, it was a Miss Ward. I'm assuming it's his daughter. By 1878, a Mr. Bennett. I think it was an A.M. Bennett. And by 1902, S.B. Bennett. So you have the Wards and the Bennetts over maybe 100-year period. I'm not sure how long the houses lasted, but the landowner tells me one of the barns was still up in the late 60s and early 70s when he first started farming the field. So, I don't know what to expect, but there's a lot to expect with that history, but you just never know. 2 weeks ago, it was 75 degrees and humid when I was out in this area detecting, and today it's 40 degrees and windy. Typical New York State in November. We also had 6 inches of rain after back-to-back nor'easters came through, so that rain turned these fields into like unbaked brownie mix, if you know what I mean. It's just brown goo. So I'm not sure what the condition would be like. It's my first day out here, but I'm just going to start exploring right where I think the house was, and hopefully get some, decent things to film here. So I'm going to go out and try to make an episode and find some really cool relics. See you at the first dig. So I've been going along here right where the house was. I mean, there's brick and glass and crock and china everywhere. And there's a lot of iron, a lot of junk. It's a house that's been bulldozed and torn down or whatever, dismantled by hand. But just was getting a screaming 80 over here, and it ended up being an aluminum can. So I came over here, and I was getting this really tight 85. It wasn't as loud as the aluminum can, so it made me think that it might be something a little more potential for something interesting. So I dug out it wasn't very deep either, so I'm getting something right in this, well, underneath that clump of dirt here. So let me just see if this is something interesting. And it was interesting too, is I'll show you right over here, opposite this road, right here. You'll see it on the map, or you have seen it on the map actually when I showed you at the beginning. This is right where the entrance is to the farm field, right off the road, where the tractors have been going in and out for decades. So I don't often expect something good here, so because stuff might blow in off the road, like cans and bottle caps or whatever. But oh man, I think I might see some silver here. Oh man, look at this. You kidding me? Holy mackerel. I think that might be a seated Liberty quarter. Let me get my water out here. This is unbelievable. Look at that. All right, hang on. There it is. A seated Liberty quarter. Look at that. Unbelievable. Oh man, what an amazing first find within the first 20 minutes of being here. Unbelievable. All right, let me get a close-up. I think it might be an 1853. Hang on. It's actually an 1876. So that's a very cool year. 100-year anniversary of the Declaration of Independence. And it's a beautiful old silver quarter. The first one I've ever found. Seated Liberty $quarter. Unbelievable. Okay, I gotta keep moving, man. There's gonna be more here. This is so cool. So it's about 10 minutes after I found that beautiful silver quarter. And I'm just about, 30 feet down the row from where that was. And I got a really tight 60 VDI reading on the Garrett AT Pro, very clean and tight, which indicated round. So I just popped this out, and I think I see a button that just kind of flipped out here. There we go, see that? Ooh, that isn't, I don't know. That may not be a button. Interesting. It's kind of got a hexagon shape. Let me give it a cleaning and I'll see what it is and show you in just a minute. Well, I can't tell what this is. It's odd. It's a flat, kind of coppery sort of bronze, or brass, I'm sorry, brass. But it's hexagon shaped. I have no idea, mystery item. Okay, moving on to the next hole. Well, this signal was a bit of a scratchy 60, but it sounded clean enough that I thought it might be something interesting. It could be a button on edge or something that prevented it from sounding completely round, but it ended up being this really interesting, ornate piece of brass. It's got this little thing on the top that looked like it might have been a movable thing, like on a hinge or something. But yeah, look at all the scrolling details on that. So that's pretty interesting. Decorative element from a house. Okay, moving on. Just down the hill here from where the house was to where one of the barns was, I just got a nice chunk of harmonica reed. So someone liked playing the harmonica and making music back in the 1800s. Maybe when they were taking a break from doing the farm work. Always like finding these. Just got another piece of harmonica reed, and it's in the same row, but about 30 feet further away from where I just found the other one. So I'm thinking it's probably from the same harmonica. It's just been distributed through the field over time with plowing. So yeah, all right, it's a relic and I like it, and I'm moving on to the next signal, man. Okay, this is as close as I've come to a coin signal in a while. It's kind of ringing up like a large cent here. It's a little clippy, but I'm going to give it a shot here. So let me get set with a shovel and I'll do a live dig. Huh. Well, it's not a coin, that's for sure. That's why it was clippy. I'm not sure what that is. Some sort of junky relic. Alright, I had to go for it because you just never know. But this could end up being something interesting too once I clean it up. But I'll show you that at the end of the video because I got to keep moving here. Okay, I'm 8 feet from that junky relic I just found, and this is even better sounding as a coin type signal. So it's sounding good in all directions, so let's see what we got here. Unbelievable. It's the same type of thing. It's exactly the same thing. Oops. This is what I just found. Huh. Okay, well. All right, keep on trying. Look at that in the distance. See those sheets of rain coming down there? That's pretty cool. A beautiful landscape. Man, you can't beat this view for metal detecting. I'm pretty lucky. Well, you can see where my car is, and that's where the house was. So I'm way, way in the back here. And I'm just trying to explore and see if there's anything else out here, or if people have walked out back here over the last 200 years and dropped things while they were working the fields. But I just found this, I believe, to be a door latch. You know, it could be to a big old barn door. I think that's what it is. So that's pretty cool. Way out here in the middle of this. Okay, so I was using, for the first 3-4 hours out here, a Garrett AT Pro with a 15-inch Nell Storm coil to cover more area. And it's supposed to, it gives you greater depth, but you don't really need depth out in a farm field because the soil's all turned over. But I just wanted to have more coverage, but also can't discriminate that well between the iron signal. So I'm back in the iron patch of the old house. So I switched to my Technetics Patriot and the 5-inch Fisher F5 coil, and that's kind of a more of a concentrated signal that can get in between these iron signals. And it's a whole different set of tones too that I'm trying to get used to because I don't use it often. And it really does, I tell you, it really does pick out stuff amongst this iron, because I just got this, I wasn't sure what to expect, you know, so I wasn't live digging this, but look at this beautiful silver thimble I just popped out here. I mean, that is a silver thimble. It's not even like silver plated. I mean, look at that beautiful thing. You can feel the weight. So yeah, this is silver thimble. Not silver plated, just unbelievable. It's too bad it's a little crushed up there, but man, what a find. I mean, switching to this thing right here in this situation, I tell you, switching to this thing in this situation really paid off. I'm glad I decided not to sell this thing and keep the whole unit for doing this in between the iron pinpointing here. So yeah, very, very cool. Well, this little guy did it again. I was over this spot with a big Nell coil, and the sounds are all just like, you know, just a constant buzz of iron signals. And so even with this still getting iron signals, it does pick out even iron signals more specifically and individually. So I was able to unearth the family iron. Look at that behemoth. You know what kind of clothes must have been ironed with this thing, man? And the kind of strength someone would need? This thing is heavy, man. Cast iron iron. Beautiful. Love it. Well, my keen eye spotted a non-metallic surface find. A ceramic 4-hole button. Beautiful. Probably dates to about the 1870s. Nice. Man, this Fisher Technetics Patriot and the F5 coil are just kind of killing it right now. I've got like, I don't know, 10 really cool iron relics in the last hour. I just got my first horseshoe. One of my favorite things to find. Look at that little guy. A small little horse. So, yeah, I picked it right out. And I know it's a big iron object, but like I said, with the bigger coils and the tones that the Garrett makes, which I love that Garrett AT Pro, it's my favorite machine, but in amongst the nails, all this iron just sounds like constant buzzing. So this can really pinpoint out the larger iron. It makes kind of a high-pitched whine. You know it's something big and, you know, worth digging and checking out. So that's very cool. My sack is getting heavy, man. Well, it's not a very pretty setup here for my finds of the day, but I had to work all day, and I've been swinging this 2 detectors around here for about 5 hours, and I'm pretty wiped out, so I'm just gonna do this real quick. I got all kinds of crock shards and china pieces and shotgun shells, cool little pieces of broken bottle, glass, junk wire. Then we get over to the big iron objects here. Some are unidentified right now as of yet, but you know, got this, which I think is a latch hook. Got the big old iron. I found this file, part of an old file. Nice little horseshoe. And then we get to the harmonica reeds. Some kind of little gasket type thing. This weird hexagon. The non-metallic ceramic button. The solid silver thimble that has some engraving around the top I've got to decipher. And the find of the day, the 1876 Seated Liberty $quarter. I'll be back tomorrow.